3 months after my husband, Josiah Erickson, disappears in a skiing accident, I spot him in a bar. He's laughing freely with an arm slung casually around his best friend, Monica Jones's shoulders. Good thing you came up with the idea. I'd almost forgotten what freedom feels like. One after another, his buddies clink glasses with him and ask about when he plans to reappear. He looks down and thinks about it before saying, "In a week, I'll show up once she's gone completely crazy searching for me." Standing in the shadows, I watch him savor his freedom, then call my friend who works at the State Vital Records office. "I've decided to have Josiah removed from the records," I announced. "Are you giving up the search?" My friend, who worked at the State Vital Records office, hesitantly asked. I looked up at Josiah Erickson, who was leaning close to whisper something in Monica Jones's ear. My eyes burned with tears, and my voice was all choked up. I can't find him. What was the point of finding someone who wanted to stay lost? After hanging up, I turned and returned to my private room. When my best friend, Carissa Caldwell, noticed my grim expression, she shoved a drink into my hand. "Josiah's been missing for 3 months, Nicole. Chances of him being alive are close to zero, so you have to move on." I stared at the brightly colored liquid in the glass, tipped my head back, and drained everything in one go. The burn immediately brought tears to my eyes. I blinked hard, swallowed the heartache, and softly asked, "Would someone ever fake their disappearance just to lie to their wife?" Carissa shot me a look of pity and rage. "What kind of nonsense is that? Anyone who does that is a monster who might as well be dead." Wiping my tears, I picked up my bag from the couch. "You're right. It's time I let Josiah go." Then I left and returned home. I couldn't understand. If he didn't want to live with me anymore, he could have just asked for a divorce. Why would he stage a skiing accident and disappear? I sank onto the couch and picked up the collectible minifigures of us that sat on the table. Josiah had once leaned against me and smiled as he pointed at them. "When I'm not around, they can keep you company instead." His past words overlapped with his irritated voice from the bar. "Nicole used to be gentle and lovely. I'm not sure why, but after we got married, she became so clingy. Faking my death will teach her a lesson, so maybe she'll learn not to stick to me as much." Beside him, Monica topped off his drink. "I'm the better friend, aren't I? We've been buddies for years, and I've never clung to you." "Yeah, you're my best buddy," he said, though they talked like best friends and siblings. Their legs were tangled together beneath the table. The thought of the scene made my stomach churn. I tossed the minifigures into the trash before picking up my phone to mass text. "Josiah Erickson passed away in an accident 3 months ago. A farewell ceremony will be held in 1 week." Almost immediately, his so-called buddies bombarded me with angry questions. "How can you hold a funeral when we haven't found Josiah? Have you lost your mind, Nicole? Josiah isn't dead. If Josiah comes back and sees his funeral, he'll be furious. Think about it. Do you have the guts to make him mad?" I ignored the first few questions and only replied to the last. "If Josiah's dead, how can he get mad?" With that, I tossed my phone aside and started packing up the items Josiah had left in the house. For the past 3 months, I'd mostly been searching for him in the city where he supposedly disappeared while skiing, making me rarely come home. The bedroom looked much the same, except for the bed. When I opened the closet, I froze. More than half of Josiah's clothes were gone. What remained were mostly items unfit to be worn this season. I accessed the home security footage and fast-forwarded through the recordings from the past month. Early in the month, Josiah had walked through the door with his arm around Monica. 2 hours later, he left carrying an armful of clothes. Mid-month, he carried her home. They didn't leave until the next morning. Just 2 nights ago, they slipped in under the corner of darkness and left yesterday morning. These were all the days when I was in the neighboring city, desperately hunting clues leading to his whereabouts. I cried as I watched, not for Josiah, but for myself. I'd given up everyone for such a disgusting man, and it was simply not worth it. While I lay awake, terrified for his safety, he was here in our home with his so-called best friend, possibly even in our bed.